And there's one more trait that I would hello everyone and welcome. In today's episode we're gonna be analyzing Beyonce's handwriting. If you're new to this channel, make sure to join the subscribers list. Let's get right into it. So there we have it, Beyonce's letter to Michelle. The first thing we can see here, guys, is that the handwriting is very rhythmical, which means she's an organized person. The handwriting is legible, which points towards the clear mind. And the size is rather average, which points at her being a balanced individual. The baseline is rather straight. Trait baseline is a positive trait. It means the individual is calm and reliable. However, beware of a rigidly straight baseline, because that points towards perfectionism and instability. There is no slant, and the letters are straight. So it means she's being ruled by the logic and not emotions. Also that she's solid and pragmatic. Now we're gonna do the spacing between words. So the spacing between words, which points towards intimacy in public, is regular. It means she lives in harmony with surroundings. She has healthy relationships with people around. When it comes to the spacing between letters, which points at intimacy in close personal relationships, the spacing between letters is also regular. So again, she has healthy relationships with her close surrounding. It also means she's adaptable, self-assured, receptive to others' emotional generosity. She's organized, empathetic, and warm. The spacing between the lines is again regular. Spacing between lines points towards the need for intimacy, so we can say she's balanced in this case. There are no spikes in her handwriting, there are rather loops. The handwriting is round, which points toward her creative and artistic skills. The letters are connected, which means she's logical, systematic, she makes decisions carefully. The pressure is even and medium. Pressure on the handwriting points at emotional state and the depth of our emotions and feelings. More pressure, more emotional intensity. So we can see that here she's pretty balanced. If she gets angry, she will cool off way faster than an individual with heavy pressure. She doesn't hold to the past, she's self-controlled, decisions are well thought, actions are consistent and calm. And another thing I want to look at is a page usage. So the page usage is regular here, which means she's present in the moment. Whenever you see a clumping text to the left, it means that we are stuck in a present. Whenever you see clumping text to the right, it means that we might be living too much in the future. So let's talk about letter specifics now in her handwriting. I can see that most of the letters are being put in the middle zone. So the middle zone is our ego, is how we act in public settings, our social life. Putting most of her letters in the medium zone means that she's living in the present, that she puts a lot of attention into her social life, and that she's rather good at presenting herself in public. Let's look at the T-bars. The T-bars are in the middle, which points toward low self-esteem and goals not being set too high. You can see that T with this smiley T-bar, so that actually points at insecurity. I dots. The I dots are right above the I letter, so it means she's detail-oriented and organized. And if you see here, she puts capital R's everywhere. So whenever somebody puts capital R in their handwriting, it means that they have creative memory and that they're learning from experience. When we look at her O's and A's, they are empty inside, very nice and clear look. There is no tangling basically. It means she's open, true to herself, and she speaks the truth. The lower zone. There's everything happening in her lower zone. There are closed loops to the right, there are closed loops to the left. They're unfinished loops. So we can't analyze this since the handwriting pattern is not consistent. Now let's look at the personal pronoun I. We have it here. The personal pronoun I talks about how you perceive yourself. So since her personal pronoun I is big, it means that she has a big self-worth and a big self-respect. Also, the personal pronoun I talks about the relationship with parents. The upper line means everything maternal and the lower line means everything paternal. Also, the size of the bars talks about the strength of the relationship she had with them. Since in her I, we have the bars pretty well defined. It points that she was having a good relationship with her parents. If you see these loops in the letter L, basically the loops in the upper zone, they point that somebody is sensitive to criticism. So as a quick summary, we have a person here who has high self-worth, who values herself, who doesn't really have any trauma happening to them in the past, a very determined and detail-oriented person. She knows what she wants, she's gonna work to achieve that. She is good with relationships, either close or in public settings. However, despite all of that, she has low self-esteem. As a bonus, let's look at her signature. Signature analysis is completely different than the handwriting analysis, since the signature is how we want to appear in public. It's not our internal personality traits. Let's see how she wants to appear to the public. First of all, the signature differs from her handwriting. You can see it immediately. It means that she tries to put on a mask. She's not completely an open book. Also, the signature is very narrow, which means she comes out as a rational, precise, and demanding person. That pretty much confirms the way she really is. Now, you see the underlying of a signature. Whenever it's looping like this, it points at determination. So she comes out as a determined individual. Again, that's the true trait, because we have it confirmed in her handwriting. The signature is rather illegible, which again means she's secretive, and the first capital letter B really stands out from the rest. So whenever something like this happens, it means that the individual wants to come out as socially prominent and proud person. The signature is differing slightly from her handwriting. Mainly, we don't see the low self-esteem in her signature. However, what we do see is that she's shielding herself a lot, and she doesn't really want to reveal to the public who she is. She might be good at public settings and at presenting herself, however, she doesn't really want to reveal her whole life to the public. And there is one more trait I would nearly forget here. Look at the way she writes the name Michelle. Michelle is written rather in large letters, at least larger than her overall handwriting, which points at Michelle being someone important to her. Also, if you see here on top, the Michelle baseline keeps going upward. So whenever we have a baseline going upward, it means she's getting optimistic when writing this word. Thinking about Michelle makes her happy. Okay, so let me know down in the comments how you enjoyed this handwriting analysis. Also, make sure to mention whose handwriting you want to see next. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Bye bye. Michelle is written, she might be good at it means, again,